Hi there, my name is Graham. In Second Life, I'm known as Hrdtop75 Deluxe. I volunteer at the Virtual Railway Consortium. The Virtual Railway Consortium consists of members and groups that enjoy the railways around Second Life. They provide free open source scripts and builds for the residents to enjoy. In this series, I'm going to make a mesh locomotive from scratch using free software found on the net and open source scripts from the Virtual Railway Consortium. The reason why I'm making this series is to show you how it can be easy to make something from scratch and prevent DMCA takedowns. DMCA being Digital Millennium Copyright. But most importantly, help out newcomers to the railroads in Second Life. Join me live once a week, Mondays 5 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time or Sunday 2400 SLT. The video will also be available for viewing later as well. But for now, let's get on with the build. Okay, everything's looking good. I've got sound there. Make sure I've got sound in the game. I've got sound. Very good. Okay. Welcome back, and we're on the 17th episode now. 17th. Yes, I haven't been uploading a lot lately. I've had people asking me if I'm okay as well. Yes, I'm okay. Been busy with other things at the moment. Trying to focus my mind on something that's could be the rest of my life. But we're here to make some mesh for Second Life or any other form of virtual worlds. You can still use this as well. Obviously, if you were going over into Sandstar or something like that, you would use a different output file. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not off the top of my head. I can't remember what they use over there, but we use a completely different outsource here in or a different. Jeez, I'll look for the word of that later. Fumbling around on that one. A different file code anyway for Second Life. It's completely different. Today we are gonna keep making a carriage for this locomotive here, which is on the big screen. We'll go into so this carriage is a common thing that would have been around the industrial areas. It's a wire carriage where they used to forklift. They used to fork the actual wire reel onto the carriage and they'd ship it out from there. So people like Blue Star Steel, people like that, they'd use these carriages. They'd have them in a siding. They'd have them all loaded up, ready to go. And then they'd get a small locomotive to come in, ship it out onto the main line, and then put them onto a decent size locomotive. Something that'll haul all the way across Australia, or maybe just a few 100 kilometres away. So far in this build, we've actually had to get out there and make it 100% by hand. There is no blueprints, there is no nothing. So we're running off pictures, and I think everything's going to be alright. At the end of the day, we're going to bring it into the world. We're going to re-script our locomotives that we've built before Christmas to run carriages and run around the Second Life Railway. I'm a big fan of the carriage scripts, so this is the reason why I'm doing it. And also, it's a new grid play company out there, or a new, how would you say, freight company in Second Life, where you can view yourself around the maps and everything like that. Take virtual freight from point A to point B. So it's something different to get the freight out. It's called grid play. And as far as I know, I'm the first person that's going to be building for it, as far as I know. But we better get into it, because there's enough of me jibber-jabbering already. So if we go into Google, this is the carriage that we're going to be making. As you can see, I don't have my arrow. I never come to these live streams prepared very well, do I? Mouse pointer. Okay. Mouse pointer. There we go. So we have the doors here on the side, and that is the exact same on the opposite side as well. The actual bogies, wheels are pretty much the same as a previous build I've done. So all we're really going to do is make the lower part of the chassis and the side walls, put that together with maybe some doors. And I've noticed that this version here, the BDY, has what looks to be tarpaulin style of separators on there to keep the weather off the actual product that's going to be inside. Now if I go down here, this is the one that I really want to do, is the NODY. It doesn't have that tarpaulin over the top. It's pretty much wire form kind of stuff. It's got opening doors on the sides, so a forklift can come in and fork the actual product onto the carriage. And you'll also see there a wire forming one. That's got sheet metal on there. Tube makers, that's going back. BHP, they've used them as well. And then there's various other versions. Obviously I'm not going to get into a lot of these versions. I'm going to move on to a different carriage and go from there. But that's the look that I'm looking for, with all the structural ridges inside. I'm not going to put the hoops in, not right now anyway. I think I might do that for a different build, a different time. What we've currently got is right here. So we've done this all by eye. So I've showed a few different ways of making mesh. I've showed a way of making it and cutting into the object to actually make the model. I've shown going from one end to the other end in the model, actually just by extruding all the way through. This one, we're doing everything by eye, and we're going to use mostly extruding, not a lot of cutting. At the moment I'm doing a lot of joining in inverts, and that's where we're at the moment. Hopefully by the end of this episode I'm going to have the side panels and everything up on the model. I'm going to have all the faces and everything ready and prepared, and if there's time I'm going to look into making all the, what do we call it, seams, so that it all lays flat. I'm going to do that, and then that'll all be ready for texturing, and we'll have a product for Second Life straight away. I've already got the bogies, I've already got the wheels, I've already got the couplers. The only other thing I'll do, which will probably be in my spare time, I'll make the doors. That will be another thing that's coming with this actual object right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add every single wall all the way around in this episode, save it as one file, and then save it as another file. So therefore I've already got my doors made. Everything's the correct height, everything's spot on perfect. I know everything's going to fit. So I guess from here we better get into it and stop jibber jabbering. We've already wasted 10 minutes. So let's remove the camera, have some play. If I can remember which one the camera is. There we go. Alright. Everything's looking good there. Yep. So, what we got up to last episode was, go back into vert mode. You can see how I've brought down the corners that I want to cut in. So I need to have a look at this one here. We'll zoom up. Merge the verts at last. As you know, I'm a big fan of merging at the last. Quickly go around and do that to all of these. Okay, go around. So I did a lot of research into trying to find blueprints and things like that, and there was absolutely nothing. A model maker in Sydney, Seven Hills, they've actually made plastic HO versions of these. I think they've also made N-scale as well. They look great. Absolutely fantastic, and I always use them as a reference too. They're always making good stuff. I'm going to go into my side modes now, which is Control 1, I think. No, Control 3. There we go. I've just got one edge that I have to move up so it's all square, and I want that to be square. Because, grab it on the Z, I actually want to make, I need to make a cut. Grab Z. Or delete a face and then bring it back to this area here. Grab Z. There we go. That looks pretty centered. That's as close as I can zoom in as well. Okay. Going to come over to the opposite side now. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. Go back into solid mode, and I have selected the correct one. Back into wireframe mode, control 3, because I'm building on the y-axis. Grabbing on Z. And scrolling with the mouse wheel to zoom in. Grab Z. Just trying to center it on that line. Realistically, no one's going to tell, but at the same time, I'm fussy and I'll see the difference. And I'll be very disappointed in myself. One thing I do notice is that, okay, I can't zoom in anymore, that's it. One thing I do notice is that people, they get disappointed with their work, or they see other people's work, and then they pretty much just quit. Oh, I'm not as good as them, but I'm leaving. I don't think it should be like that at all. I think you should be do your own thing, and people will recognize your build straight away because of how you go about it. So, grabbing Z. Hopefully both of these are going to merge up. Nope. Grab Z. A lot of, I've spent probably 10 years now in Second Life, and I can see the difference in some people's builds, and I can tell if two people have the same build, you can see who's built it. Not even by inspecting it, you can just go in and just the way they've uploaded it, you can tell straight away. Which also comes back to, as I always say in the beginning of the videos, DMCs. You want to do your best not to download content and put it up. It's definitely not a proud moment. I've never done that myself. I've gone searching for products for filming and things like that and never had the opportunity to get what I was after, and I've just made it myself. And honestly, sometimes I've found it quicker to make it than what it is to actually get on the marketplace and buy it myself. Something like what we're doing here obviously takes a long time. You can make model trains super quick, and then you can take your time and make a really super good product. But at the end of the day, I want that product that's going to be on the shop shelves for a long time. So as I was saying, I was trying to line them verts up so I can delete faces. And from here, I'm going to go to edge mode. Extrude on the X, because X is sideways in Blender. From what I've been told, there's multiple different ways of running X, Y, Z. At last, grab that one, merge it at the last. Apparently the English run Z as, I think it was their X scale in Second Life, which is like a Minecraft. They'll do that. They run north as Z when north should be up down. And then there's other ways as well where X is up down. So You just got to remember where you are and what you're doing on whatever platform it is that you're using. Most of the virtual worlds, they all run facing forward X, Y sideways, and Z up and down. Going back into edge mode, extrude on the X. And you can see all of our normals are facing the correct way as well as we're pulling the model apart. Back into vert mode. Merge at last. Merge. Control Z because I picked the wrong one. At last, there we go. So that should have, yeah, all the corners there. It doesn't quite look right to me there. So what I'm going to quickly do is go 8 to deselect and then select everything. Remove doubles. 0 moved. And the removal of verts was up the top there. We'll do it again on the other side. So we've already put all of our verts into position. We're going to grab some faces. We'll go to that one here. Do one at a time. Delete face, edge mode, extrude X, normals facing the correct way, going to vert mode, which is the dot. I always merge at last, it's just something I do. Now, I've deselected everything with A. I'm going to select everything with A. And then I'm going to go just below merge. It's got remove doubles. Select that. 0 verts removed. So you can tell that you're doing the right thing when you're getting 0 removals. And delete that face. Go into edge mode, extrude on the X, into vert mode, A to deselect, merge at last, merge at last, A to select everything and remove doubles, 0 verts removed. The reason why I did that was because I just see how the line looks very suspicious when you zoom in and out. That tells me that there's a few other faces there, but obviously there's not, because it's selecting all the edges that are connected. So happy days. Next we are going to roll up into, and I need to have a look at a picture. I might have made a mistake. Just putting it out there. I need 2. You can see here there's an extruding part of the door. There and there. Let's go and have a look at the model. Yep. Okay. What I basically am after is one of these squares, but sitting there, 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 and there. Let's quickly go and have a look at that center marker. Well, this line here is not going to help us, so we better clean that up. And when I mean we, I mean me. So if I go vert, merge at last, and do this all the way around. Merge at last, come on. Oh, fool. You gotta grab them both first. To grab both vertices, just hold shift. Okay, come on down. Merge at last. Didn't select it. Didn't hold shift long enough. Merge at last. Oh, that's going to cause a problem. That's going to cause a big problem. Because now I should have... Yeah, that is a problem. You can see how there's two lines there now. One of them's not highlighted correctly. Okay, let's have a look at how we're going to go about that. I'll have to do a double extrusion on that, I think. So we go into face mode. Yeah, you can see it from here too. There's a problem there. Delete the face. Extrude X because we need to go sideways. Back into vert mode. A to deselect. Merge at last. And we should have a gap there. I know that that's going to cause me a problem. Extrude on the X. And that's going to cause me a problem with texturing. So I'm fixing it now. Vert mode. Merge at last. Remember to hold that shift key down. And if I grab that now, you'll see it. That'll look a lot better. And if you want to zoom in closer onto the object, hit the delete key or the dot key on your number pad on the right hand side of your keyboard. You can see that looks a lot cleaner now. A to deselect. Go around the opposite way and you'll see there, I'll zoom in. It's not clean. You can see there's multiple lines running down there. So that's going to cause a problem. Select the face, delete the face, extrude X, merge at last, merge at last, edge mode, extrude X, back into verts, merge at last. Once again, you can do it the other way around if that's what your thing is. It's just something I do and I don't know why I do it. Can't tell you why. Now the reason why we're doing that, Control 3 to get me back into the normal position. I'm going to look at it from there. The reason why we're doing it is because this little square here, where on the left hand side, I need a square like that here, in the center, and over here as well. I also need the exact same square here. So 2 of these are going to be line of sight, 1 of them is going to be accurate. So control 3 is sideways. Now, there's a few ways of doing this. And I'm trying to figure that out right now. So we can get a loop cut and slot on the edges. Just grab it once, no need to multiply it. I'm thinking that looks half decent right there. If you've got a plastic ruler on you, you can always measure that out from a distance. So it'll look weird if you're sitting behind me right now, but I'm actually measuring my screen with a tape measure. That looks pretty good. So I've got it sitting there, and now I can just go right click, no sorry, A to deselect. And that is actually the right size. So I measured that face to that face there, and that's the same. And there's no point in me measuring that again because it'll be different. The further I get away, the more different it'll be. Loop cut and slide, drag it over, zoom in, do a quick measurement again. The old plastic ruler, 13 mil. This one is out, and I'm going to have to grab it on the y-axis and hopefully meet it up 13 mil, which is the same as the other side. Beautiful. So what I was after is this face here to be the same as this face here. That was my goal, that's what I've got. Now I'm going to try and do the same thing here to here, here, and here. Here comes fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a double loop cut and slide right in the center. Right there. Now I'm going to right click it just to anchor it a little bit. You can see how there's no weird shapes underneath there that I'm going to cause issues with. Oh, I pray to God that I can get that scaled. Okay, it's 5 mil on, you'll probably see this arrow right here. That's 5 millimeters on my screen with the plastic ruler. I'm now going to scale this on the Y. Scale Y, and I should have, and I didn't. This is going to be jumpy as. Okay, I'm going to move my mouse down here, go scale Y, and this is going to give me a lot more accuracy. Till I hit 5 mil. One out. And there's 5 mil. So that was 5 mil on my screen. I had to deselect. So you can see now that that is the same as that and that. Happy days. Now, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of stability on the verts. I now need to put in this one and this one. And that's going in right now. Once again, we'll do our 5 mils. Don't go inches, because that'll confuse me and people. Okay, I've got my measurement up to 5 again. Yep. You wouldn't believe it, but I actually am using a ruler. But yeah, old matey that services Volvos, he's gonna get a shout out. Not that he's gonna see the video, because I don't think something like this would really interest him. So loop, cut and slide once again, up and over the model, put one down, bring it across. I'm going to have a quick look in with my ruler, my plastic ruler. I'm going to grab it on the wire. And that is, there we go. That's 100% accurate to the other portions of the doors and everything like that. So I can now go A to deselect, I can go to loop, cut and slide, we'll do the same thing again, grab it over on the keyboard, grab on the Y, aim for 5. I tell you what, these monitors of mine are pretty red hot. Frying egg off them. Okay, there we go. And A to deselect. So that's now 1 upright, 2 upright, 3 upright, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on one side of the carriage. Go back to that image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. From here, I think I'm just going to raise it up, and by the looks of the height, I'll be probably raising it up off the ground 3 times the height of the support beam in the center. Go back to Blender. Control 3. 3 times up. That would, if I, yep, my mouse is there. One and a half. Four and a half is what I'm after. 1.5 is 3 plus another half. Is there? Yeah, it might be a little bit too high, judging off the ruler spec of height. I think I'll just do it anyway. Okay. From here we can actually remove some faces. 1, 2. This is a different way of doing things, but that's our no, I haven't got them all. Okay. Shift and shift. I can go delete faces, go back to control 3, which is your side mode, and then we can make our judgment on height from there. So I haven't got anything selected. And we go to Shift, select some faces. Probably don't need to go like this at all now that I'm thinking about it. Probably do it a different way. Yep. Use control to scroll across the page. Caps Shift to grab edges once again. Everything looks all right. Control 3. Now I said about 3 times the height. I don't think it should be. I think grab on Z. Oh, sorry. Go extrude on the Z. And aim for something that's reasonable to the picture. Okay, so them doors actually look square. Let's go down and have a quick look at other models. Yeah, that's a square door. To me, that's a square door. So let's aim for them being square. We're about right now. So if I go with the ruler, 37.5, we'll bring it down on the Z a little bit and then we're laughing. Grab Z. Yeah, I think that'll do the job. That should give us a fair bit of room. A to deselect. Okay. So we've got a lot of poles there. There's a lot of faces here we don't need as well. We are now going to have a look at the faces that we don't need. And now that I look at this, I don't think I'll have this finished today. No way in hell. I think for starters we should remove these lower faces here because we excuse me, not going to use them. They're not in the right shape that we're after anyway. We go delete faces. I'm also going to grab the inside faces of here. Anything that's on the inside, not on the outside. include that one and that one. Spin the model around. Yeah, I need to see my ugly head. And get rid of that again. Keep going on shift to get all them faces. And they have to be the insides that I'm aiming for, not the outside faces. And I actually like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. I'm going to go to A. Yeah, we'll do that. No. Edge mode. Extrude Y is what I'm after. Y. Back into vert mode. Now, why am I going to leave that center part there? Whoops. Control Z. Merge at last. The reason why I'm leaving that center part here is because that's got a flat face. And that's your support beam. That's a support beam. That's a support beam. These other faces are actually going to be corrugated. You can see here that one's corrugated. This one's not for some reason. What's that? An NCDY 1980s. Oh, excuse me. Maybe it's a year model thing. But I like this one here. It's got a little bit of shape to it, like a wagon that you would see here in Second Life. You can see how the wagon there, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces to each support that's there. So I want to make it look like that. That's my goal. There's a few little tricks I can use to do that in a 3D model. However, I think I want to do it in textures, and I want to make that ribbing look as if it's part of a texture, so that I don't have so much weight on the server. Obviously textures don't create weight, so this pole that's across the front here, this pole across here, the steps, that's all going to be part of the texture. I really don't want to put in all that detail. Not on a carriage that you can't ride anyway. So inside, it is actually, how do you say? It is actually ribbed as well. It's just one piece of steel. So I'm going to put that in, make it all flat, but this will actually give me a lineup as to where to actually put the ribbing on the sides for structure. Extrude on the Y once again, back into vert mode, A to deselect, merge at last, merge at last, edge mode, extrude Y. I have to move my camera around so I can see it. Here we go. A get a little bit fancy. No, you can't actually. You can't get fancy on that, because I'm going to raise all this up, bring it across, make it flat. And I'm going to grab these faces, drag them in and fill them. So extrude Y on the back panels. Do all the back panels right now. Oops. Back into edge mode, extrude on the wire because front to back. Go into vert mode, merge at last, and this is, ooh, what happened there? Let's merge that with that. I don't think it's going to harm anything. Go back around this way. I think that's for the undercarriage part. That's probably why I did that. Which is not needed now. Okay, back up to the back edge. Actually, are all these normals coming the right way out? Yes, they are. Happy days. Go back into edge, extrude Y. Okay. Come back up to here. Got the same problem on the frame as we had at the other end. Merge at last. This is also going to reduce the prim count as well by doing this. If I really have to, I can add it back. Here we go. Oops, that's not. WASD does not move your camera around. And that's the reason why we left it there too. I don't think people are gonna. Yeah, we should have left them all there. Because that's the true how it should be. God damn it. See if we can get most of them back. I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, that's that section done. I don't think it's going to happen. We've already done too many backwards. There'll be too many. Yeah, too far back. Dang it. We can still manipulate that back into place. We can do it. Just means we're going to take a little bit more time. You can see it right there. I'm going to line that back up with that. I think that's doable. I really do think that's doable. Control 3. And we'll go into wireframe mode as well. Grab it on the Y. Grab Y. It's pretty good. That'll do the job. For some reason I keep using the WASD to look around. It's not. You need to use your number pad. Go into solid mode, make sure that's still, yeah, it's fine. Okay, we're back to normal. However, I need that dot to be right. That dot doesn't have to be. I can go back to there. I think we're laughing after that. Yep. Okay, where are we up to? Probably bring that there, because I don't really need extra. That one to there. There we go. That's better. It's removed a few verts as well. Laughing. I'm going to grab some more edges, move them around. I'm going to shift click 2, extrude Y. So now I just go A to deselect, go into vert mode, go through connect the dots. Okay. Now I need to do something a little bit shonky. And I'm going to grab a couple of verts. And I'm going to extrude them on the Y and bring them across. Come on, mate. Grab the vert. Oh, there we go. Merge at last. There we go. It's very unconventional what I'm doing right now, I guess. Extruding the Y. It's a little bit extra work, but at least everything's going to be symmetrical. I'm hoping symmetrical is the right word I'm looking for. At last. Keep grabbing cap locks for some reason. Extrude. No, sorry. Extrude Y. Why? Why are you not going to the front? Last. Extrude Y. Okay. Now I'm going to keep everything symmetrical by going Shift, select edge mode, sorry, Shift, Alt. It didn't do it for me. Bugger. I was really hoping that was going to work. Try it on the next one. Shift, Alt. Okay, all except for one. Shift Alt. So it works on the originals, but not the single-sided. Shift to grab the rest of them. Everything's looking good. Shift and Alt. Shift and Alt. Shift, Shift. I'm just going to quickly save this because I know that this takes... Cannot open the file. Why the fuck not? Why can't I open that file? Oh, because I don't have that drive in at the moment. Okay, I'll save it here and I'll rip it across later. Okay. I know with all the shift alting that I've done on it, it puts a lot of memory onto what I've been selecting, and most of the time it just naturally shits itself. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm doing a save. Now I want to make a square, so extrude. Grab that old plastic ruler out again. What I want to do is extrude this up so that it actually makes the exact same squareness. The width from here, if you can see my arrow, to the same width here, because that's what I feel. It looks the same tubular steel. So that's going to be my goal, and that's going to happen right now. 5mm, beautiful. I'm going to extrude on the Z, and I want to move that up 5mm. Praying all the faces are going to be correct too. That looks good. That looks good. You can see now that we're going to have problems because it's not exactly a square. So what I'm going to do, I think everything looks pretty good there. All of the faces and everything, oh sorry, my normals look alright. They're all facing the correct direction. Yeah, oh no, they're not. There we go. There's a couple that's wrong. A to deselect. There's some faces there. 1, 2, 3, 4. W and flip normals, or you can just press F. A to deselect. I'm going to go across here. All the normals on this side are right. Correct, 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 and correct. Very good. I'm going to go into wireframe mode after going into Control 3, which is sideways, and you can see that the height here is different to the height here. I'll pull out the old rusty plastic rule so I don't scratch my screen. And that's sitting at 37mm. Up and down, 37mm, and across is 33mm. So I managed to pick that. So I'm going to go into wireframe mode. I'm going to go to vert mode. I'm going to B to border select. I'm going to select the whole thing up the top only. So I've only selected the top. I know that my metal pieces to the top and to the sides, they're going to stay the same size. I'm just going to shrink the square. If you can see my mouse button, that there I'm going to bring down to be accurate with the rest. So I just realised that my ruler is missing all the measurements that I need in just the area that I need right now. Lovely. So that's going to be 50. So 83. 83. So we'll go to the 5 mil mark. Okay, so I'll go grab on the Z and move that down to 83. I should now be square. Yes, that ruler was covering the screen. Visually it still looks out to me, but say 3 to come down a little bit on the Z. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay. Go back into solid mode. Have another look. That looks pretty good. That, I'm happy. Okay. We're going to have to remove some faces now. Cap off the ends. So, A to deselect. I want to cap the ends off. How are we going to cap the ends off? We're going to grab some faces. And that face. Do I really need to cap the other one off? No, I don't think so. What I'll do, just gotta have a good look at this quickly. See, I don't want to. Okay, we'll go extrude on the X, which is side to side. Bring that across. We're going to go A to deselect, pick a face, delete it, the face, come across. I can't exactly grab that face and delete it because it'll remove the verts. Merge at last. Merge at last. And maybe it won't remove the face. Go back around to this side now. Go. What have I done here? Merge at last. No! Control Z. A to deselect everything. shift, shift, merge at last. Beautiful. Okay, next up. You can see now that we've got a whole heap of faces here that we technically don't need. So we can go that one to that one at last. At last. And I forgot to remove that face from there. Delete the face. Okay, it's because it's unnecessary, it's not needed. I also think that what we just done down below is unnecessary as well. No need to have done that. Because I need to delete some faces. So, select the face, or maybe a few. Shift, right click is the faces that I don't want. Delete faces. Now I want to grab these edges here, extrude them Z. Move them around a little bit. Grab Z, A to deselect. I don't know how hideous this is going to look, but I prefer to keep things square when it comes to making solid patterns, but we'll find out soon enough. Grab that one as well. There you go, now she's square again. Beautiful. Okay, no need to stress. No need to stress out. Okay, this is going to be the interesting one because this is now. Well, I don't really need to do that right now. Let's go fix the other end up. Just the exact same thing as what we just did. Face mode. Select. Come across. Extrude X. Bang. Delete the face. Vert mode. Merge at last. I guess now we can delete that face. Yep, go back into verts. Okay. Let's go through and select some faces to delete. This is the back wall and front wall that we're putting in at the moment. Delete faces. Okay. Come back around to inside. Quickly grab some verts and move them around so I'm not doing double time. grab the edge, extrude it on the Z to go up and down. A vert mode. Oops, sorry, cocked that up. Merge at last. Okay. Everything's looking good. Now here's the tricky part. I want to bring in his face, which could be quite interesting. I might quickly merge that over there. That over there. Because I really don't need this to be more difficult than what it should be. It looks like I've already done that there. Okay. So I'm going to go back into edge mode. Shift Alt. And it should have selected the whole outside, and it has. I want to go back. Oh, you son of a. I've been pressing the WASD keys all day long, and I'm just so used to doing it. Alt on edge mode will highlight the whole perimeter. Go to number 4 on the pad. That'll be a bit easier, just putting it out there. Shift, Alt, right click, and now you got both selected. I'm going to go to Control 3 to put myself back into side mode. I'm now going to look into wireframe mode. I should still have, yeah, there you go, it's still selected there, yep. I'm going to go extrude scale Y, ESY. There you go, I reckon half of the width of the support beam. That should give us a good amount, which is pretty much where we are. Go back into solid mode. Everything's looking grand. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side as well. But first we have to fill these faces in so we don't forget. Our face is facing good. Sorry, not faces. Grab the edge. Extrude on the Z. Absorb. All them faces are in the right direction, yes. Grab Z. Merge at last. Okay. Back to the other end. Okay, I've selected the wrong one. A to deselect. Edge mode. Grab the correct edge. Extrude on the Z. This time I'm going up. Just because I like to be different. Vert mode. Merge at last. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. All the faces are facing the correct way. I'm pretty happy. What do we have now? Let's go into Shift Alt. In edge mode, are we? No, we're not in edge mode. Shift Alt. Go and select all of these. Oh, why did it select that edge for? What? That's a bit strange. Deselect that. We don't want that. Everything's good there, yes. Shift Alt on there. Everything's good there. Because we're going to do the exact same extrude scale, but we're going to do that on the x-axis this time. So Shift Alt, go around the cubes. You can see that's done that again. So I'm obviously having a problem with part of the model there. Okay, we need to find the front. There we go. Go into wireframe mode. Extrude scale X. Halfway in. That's about halfway. I think one of the sides aren't square. I think that'll do the job, but okay. Back into solids. That's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So we just got to fill the faces in now, which is going to edge mode. Edge. Oh, that's right. We had a problem up here, didn't we? So zoom in a bit further. And you can tell if you've got a problem if you go to select something and it's not selecting all the faces. So there's something wrong there. Hopefully, if I go A to select everything and then remove doubles. Okay, I've got 6 verts removed. Very good. That might have fixed it. Fixed. Perfect. Perfect. So let's go and select some edges, fill these side faces in. Extrude on Z, bring it up. All the faces look as if they're going the right way. Very happy. Going to do edge mode. That's good. At last. At last. Come across. Do the same again. That failure that I had when saving, just recently had the computer fixed. Had a bit of an issue, and I haven't put back all of my external drivers on it yet. And that's what that's all about. Okay, extrude Z, just like bringing down a curtain. Oops. Oops. See, I've selected too many there. Or forgotten to press the right button to take me back. Whoop. Calm down. Okay, go back down the line, make sure, pardon the pun, go back down the, did it again, go back down to the other end. Something went wrong because I didn't deselect. Okay, that's all that done. I'm going to remove doubles once again. Let's make sure everything's clean. It is. To deselect everything. Ooh, let's start this here. Extrude X is sideways. I'll tell you what, I'm having a good run with normals. Everything's facing the correct way. Super, super, super happy. I think these might be some good looking carriages. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. One whole end complete now. And obviously the buffers that I've got, you'll probably see them right here. I'm still sitting in the train, there you go. I'll be using these ones and I'll pop out the end. Okay. Back into Blender. Pick some edges. Get a little bit tricky, select more than I need. Everything looks good. Extrude X. Ooh. What a problem, this whole thing's not square. Interesting. Grab X, go back. One side's thinner than the other. For some reason. Or maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me. Mesh tools, merge, at last. E. Control Z. A to deselect. Shift, no. A. Correct it all. Okay. Every time you're over in your tools and you press A, it hides what you're doing. So I'm going through pretty quickly. I'm not bringing my mouse back into the job. A, merge at last. A. Man, everything's looking real good. X. Here we go. There's a problem. Okay, that should be the model pretty much completed. We've got another half an hour. I think I might have a quick break. And what we might start doing is reducing the amount of prims on it. And then we'll start the process. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I can see a few, quite a few faces there that we don't need. Alright, be right back, and I won't be long. Okay, so that's what we've got right now. We've got the locomotive itself is actually, oh sorry, locomotive. The carriage part itself, all the main body is done. It's done and dusted. Now I think it's just a case of simplifying over the next 25 minutes to simplify and start looking. Oh, that had my eyes going there for a second. Simplify the model, remove a lot of the verts. There's a lot of verts in this model that's not necessary. And then we're going to go and have a look at marking seams. Make it so that the whole thing actually looks like it's going to be flat on paper. Texture it in GIMP next episode. And everything should be good. I've already got the bogies done, I've already got the wheels done, I've already got the couplers done. I'm not really stressed out about the doors at the moment. I do see myself using these carriages again sometime soon. So everything's going to be fine there. I'm just picking more problems with this thing now. Like that. Why is that over there? It should be over there. Merge at last. There we go. Come around the other side. And that should be over there as well. Come around it, same problem. So I'll fix one but not the whole lot. Come on, zoom in. There we go. Your auto zoom key once again is delete or the dot on your number pad. Okay, so we go merge at last. Let's quickly go around and have a quick look. Everything's looking good. You can see what I mean when I say this here is wasted. Now I need that vert in there because of the angle difference from here to here. So we can merge that to that. We're gonna have a problem there, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Control Z. Control Z. We're gonna have a problem there. If you remember earlier in the episode, there was a problem there. So what we can do is we can go forward. Or we could have deleted the face and squared it up. Everything there looks alright. Because if it's going to work, to me it looks alright. Got an issue here. We can actually get rid of this whole seam here. So we'll go out to here. I want to keep that there. So we'll go there, merge at last. I want to, at the end of the pipe there, part of the main structure, I actually want to have the end of the pipe kind of capped off and separated from the rest of the body. Once again, I'll leave that there. Same there. I don't think it's necessary to. I want that pipe there, but I don't want all the verts. This is where I'm going to do something different. Merge at center. Merge at center. I could have brought them together down the back here, but I'm happy to have a few faces there. It's okay. I didn't see if I deselected everything. Merge at center. I'll leave the other two. Merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at last. Okay, come up to here and have a quick look. Oops. Yeah, we'll merge that one there. Everything's still square. Let's go onto the top half of the model now. I know for a fact there's plenty of verts up here, as you can see. I could probably actually grab them all and just merge them at center, which might be the way to go. Center. And at the end, I might grab them all again and merge them all in the center. Oop. Getting too far away from the job now, you can't see it. Okay, let's go back here. Merge at center. Merge at center. And you can see that that's evened it up a little bit, made it a bit easier. There we go. Remove a couple more. That's removing one more vert. Now, I'm going to grab these, merge them at the center. The reason why I've done that is because there's really no point in having all them verts. You're only adding extra weight. I actually want to have these verts around the top so I can line up my texture, make everything look really nice. Apart from that, don't think I could simplify that anymore. I could probably merge them at the center, but there'd be no point. There would be absolutely no point of doing that. So I think now what we'll do, 15 minutes left. I reckon we'll quickly save this, file save. Because if you don't save it, something will go wrong. I keep pressing A in the file, in the menu. There we go, bring it back, just bring it down. A. There we go. Going to quickly go through and remove doubles. Once again, 0 removed. I'm now going to go through and align it all up with an edge mode. I'm going to do my loop, my shadings now, which is marking of seams in the UV section. The whole model should be flat, so I'm not stressed out about what I've got selected. I'm going to go there. To select the faces and mark the seam. I'm going to go here, 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 and hopefully I've got them all selected correctly. Find out in a second when I spin it around. And there's the lower marked out. Go to lower again, and this is now, select that the edge as well, sorry, mark the seam. We've got 3 faces. Now for texturing. Just make sure I selected the other ones. Yeah, I did. I'm going to take that edge, that edge, that edge, and I'm going to turn that whole section into a face. Mark seam. A to deselect. Once again, same. Deselect that one. Mark the seam. And now I come in. Run the underbody. Hopefully I've got everything selected correctly. It does look good. Yes. I'm going to mark that soon. Go on to this side. And you can see why I wanted to fix them edges now. Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to line that up. I knew I wouldn't be able to select the face properly. And sometimes in Second Life it's easier to put textures in than what it is to actually make the 3D model itself. Mark that seam. It just makes life so much easier. Okay, let's go and have a look at... There's a few faces here I want to keep all in one. I'm just working that out in my head right now. So I want to keep... I'm thinking I want to keep these flat faces as all one object. This under part here, you're not really going to see that. So we'll go across there, select there as well. And hopefully this works out. We'll mark them seams as they sit. Marking seams is not that hard to do. As long as you get a good idea of it. Oh no, I stuffed up. Okay, I'll just re-highlight it where I've stuffed it up, and I'm going to come down and go clear the seam. That could have been chaos. And then select the cube around that and mark the seam. Okay. So hopefully now that whole section will open out flat, like a cube on a piece of paper, or a dice. You should be, yeah, might be familiar with that. With that model. So once again, I'm going to select, quickly get rid of that. So there, select the edges and pieces that I want to make an island. I want it to be flat. Okay, everything's looking good except for that part. Yep, we'll go around the model. Select that face, because that's not going to be part of this section. And that one. Yep, mark the same. So that should end up as front face, left face, right face, and I should be able to overlap that with that when it comes to the actual UV layout. So I still got a little bit more to go. However, that's going to be for the next episode, and we're going to make the UV image from there. So we'll go there. Go. So when I was talking about the front, I actually put the two sides and the front in one area. When I put the front down, the rest should open up like a cardboard box and bring the flaps out to the side. I should be able to texture that whole thing, get the texture exactly correct. I'm going to separate the inside panels of these frames because I want to do them completely different. I've got to run around the outside lower layer. I've also got to go in and run around the floor. And then I'm going to run around the top and take out the tops of the main sections, the main tubular sections. So hopefully move that all away and have a really super neat and tidy, clean area to work with. I'd like to have more detail underneath the model as well in my UV layout. especially when it comes to the piping and air brakes underneath the model. I'm not going to add them, I'm going to make them textures. When it comes to the corrugated sections of the sidewalls, that's also going to be textured with a bump map. So I'm going to have, obviously you've seen the corrugation, you use 3 different colours to shade it, and it makes it stand out more or get sunken further into the model. That's what I'm going to use on them flat panels. If I went through and added, I think it's about 5 or 6 different sections of corrugation, I'd probably end up adding an extra 30-40 land impact easily to the model. Easy. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a texture, and when it comes to actually looking at the model on a really good viewer, when everything's looking really good, it should look pretty realistic when I'm finished. So we're almost there. And obviously we'll go and have a look at the end product again. That's what I'm after. And you can see all that ribbing inside there, the corrugation. I will not be putting that into the model. There's just too much detail there. I'll do that with texture. So I'll make the texture light, dark, darker, and then come back with a black, white, grayscale and make that pop out as well. So that's going to come up on the next episode next Monday. Hopefully going to get back into a stream schedule soon too. Everything's been all over the place. I'm trying to do my own stuff, make my own business and everything at the moment, so chaotic. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the series as well. This has been a long series, 17 episodes at 2 hours apiece. And this has all been also part of a series that I've been showing about how to make money in the game. And it's not that hard to make money in the game. Obviously you want a good idea or something like that, or if you're an artist, I'm probably doing the more arty kind of thing. There's all different ways. You probably know Ven, he's a scripter. So, yeah, interesting. When all this is finished, I'll go through and we'll probably go and have a look at a whole heap of different railways. We'll go and have a look at a railway in Second Life that actually gets crowdfunded. And it's really interesting. It's a really super high detailed railway. And I love visiting, and a lot of people do like visiting as well because there's that much effort put into it. But for now, I'm out of here. This computer room at the moment is hotter than the devil's anus, and I need to get out of here. So thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. I hope your models are going well for you in Blender, or if your images in GIMP are going really good. Tell us in world. Leave a comment on the video. And I'll see you again next week. Catch you later on.